Hey guys and gals, welcome back to the channel where today we're going to show you how to rebuild your TIC Performance clutch master cylinder for your Camaro/Firebird. So you can see here, this is the main body. We've gone ahead and given this a really good clean. What you want to specifically look for when you're cleaning this out and rebuilding them is inside here that you have no scars or burring. We've gone ahead and honed this out just to be super sure that we're not going to have any leaking issues after. If it is marred in there and you go and rebuild it and install it, you might have to take it out quite soon because it will leak. So with that, we're going to show you what parts you can keep and what comes in the rebuild kit. So we'll go ahead and set this up as you would see for the install. You are going to be reusing this piece with the rounded tip and of course the reservoir with the clip, and this screws in the end right there. This is our rebuild kit from Tilton. So we'll go ahead and show you what comes in the kit. In the kit, you will find a new boot, a new circlip, and then this piece, which is very important because this is what you want, nice and fresh and not leaking. And then you have this piece, which this will go into like that when you're activating the clutch pedal. So that will go into there. You've got your spring, your spring rod. So that'll sit at the bottom of the cylinder, and the spring will sit on top of it, just like that. You also get a new rubber O-ring that'll fit right on there. And you get a new beveled washer to go on there. So that is what comes in your kit. So now you can see what you need to reuse and what comes in the kit. For this job, I recommend going ahead and getting a nice fresh bottle of brake fluid, and you're just going to use a little bit to lubricate certain pieces as you put it back together. So we'll start with our spring rod and spring. There is a little groove at the bottom there where the spring rod sits. And so we're just going to get that rod seated in there and let the spring sit on top of it. And then from there, I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of brake fluid to lubricate these seals here. So you can see there, just going to go ahead and lube up those surfaces so it goes in nice and easy and doesn't catch on the sidewall. So that hole is just going to slide right over your spring. Like so. And you can go ahead, give it a few pushes, make sure everything's moving in there smoothly. And then from there, I'm going to take this piece, your beveled washer, put that on like that so that the flat surface is up, because that's where you're going to secure your circlip. That goes in, sits right in there like that. And then we're going to take our circlip, place that over the top. Grab your circlip pliers. And just secure that in there so everything is nice and flush. And you can see here, again, the mechanism. When you press the clutch pedal, all that's going to depress. You want to make sure that it is coming back and pushing back into you when you release. So from there, you've assembled the main body. So from there, you're just going to put on your boot, slide that down to help keep all the dust and dirt out once you've installed the boot. So once you've installed the boot, you just take your nut and screw that back down on the end. Then you're going to take your O-ring, and your O-ring is going to sit in this groove right here, just like that. So you go ahead, make sure that's screwed out enough to slide over, and then you're just going to push down and tighten that in. And you're just going to screw that in, and that is your rebuilt clutch master cylinder. Now, of course, you need to make sure this is tight, you need to make sure this is tight. Most people will bench bleed these before they put them in the vehicle. However, as our engine is still in the car and this is going to be all up and down and all over the place while we're trying to install it, we're unfortunately not going to be able to do that with this because it will just leak out everywhere and then we'll have a giant mess to clean up. And if you didn't already know, brake fluid is quite corrosive, so you do not want to get that everywhere. And if you do get it everywhere, you want to make sure you clean it up with some brake clean as soon as possible. Alright guys and gals, thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please hit like and subscribe, and feel free to share and comment below.